Welcome back to Orange or Blue football coverage. I meant to start recording this audio earlier, but I got distracted. I just got done watching the halftime of the Chiefs and Ravens game, and I'll do a video on that on my other channel. But here I wanted to talk about what's an early critical point for the season for the Florida Gators. Obviously, as we know, Graham Mertz is out with a concussion. DJ Lagway is starting against Sanford this Saturday in Gainesville on SEC Network Plus. That game is at 7 o'clock. So obviously DJ Light was going to get some reps in. Now it's not known whether Graham Mertz is going to come back, but I wanted to talk about the potential outlook for the rest of the season. Obviously, we're coming off of that terrible loss to Miami, and I'll be dead honest with you. This is probably as pessimistic early in the season for a Florida Gator team as I've been in quite some time, maybe even ever. But while I know things look bleak now, I'm not gonna say Florida's gonna win 7 or 8 games or anything like that. But what I will say is there are some wins on the table that Florida could still get. The season is not over until the games are played. You know what I mean? So Florida could obviously use this as a get right game to play Sanford, and then they have Texas A&M the following week at 3:30 on ABC, and then they'll finish off the first of their 4 games on the road at Mississippi State. So they'll get Sanford in their first 2 conference games. These 3 games are winnable, in my opinion. Not to say that Florida's going to go 3 straight, but there is a chance they do have a possibility of doing that. Sanford being an FCS school, Mississippi State in year 1 of their head coaching regime under Jeff Lebby, and obviously Texas A&M in year 1 of their coach under Mike Elko. And seeing Texas A&M against Notre Dame, Connor Wigman did not look that good, in my opinion. I just never bought into the Connor Wigman hype. But obviously, the way Notre Dame plays defense is different from the way Florida plays defense. So I'm not going to solely bet on that. And, it's for Billy Napier, obviously, you need to start pulling up some wins now because you're 11-15 and 1-8 against your rivals. So these next 3 games here, he needs to win all 3 of them. I don't think he can afford one more loss heading into the bye week because I said his best bet of bringing back next year, he had to walk into that Georgia game with 2 losses. Well, you're already halfway there, and it's not even game, and you haven't even gotten to game 2 yet because you still got a couple more days in advance. But Billy Napier needs to start pulling off some wins right now, and the whole program needs to start pulling off some wins right now because obviously there's reports that the Hurricanes are working on flipping Vernell Brown III, a legacy recruit, a legacy prospect for the Gators right now, and it's really not like Florida gave him much of a reason to stay committed to them over Miami. So Florida really needs to pull off 3 straight victories right here. I don't think Billy Napier can afford one more loss heading into the bye week. And then coming off the bye week, you start off with UCF. So Napier's going to have to start winning some games, sooner, or if it's not too late. It may even be too late right now, even if he does pull off 3 straight. But, I wanted to make the video because I saw some fans saying that Florida's now going to go 1-11 or 2-10. I don't see Florida doing that. Do I see them making a bowl game? I'm not confident in saying that now after what I've seen, but it's not impossible, especially when you consider that Florida State looks a lot more beatable today than they did before the season started. I mean, as bad as Florida look, I would argue Florida State has looked worse in their game against Boston College. So obviously that's going to be a little bit more winnable. You have these 3 games here; they're winnable. UCF, we'll see how they really look, heading into the October 5th matchup. And then Kentucky, who knows how things could be. That's typically when Mark Stoops' teams start falling off track in November after having a nice start. But I would say for Billy Napier, after that performance against Miami, your best bet into rebuilding the confidence that the fan base was trying to have in you, you need to win 8 games. I honestly don't think winning 6 games for Billy Napier, or maybe even 7 at this point, justifies him coming back because you're getting beat down and you're not really competing against your rivals. I mean, if you're getting beat down by Miami early in the season, could you imagine how they would have beaten you down later on this season? I mean, just the way you lost that game, like it's got to be a wake up call for these players. Like they got to come into the Sanford game. I don't even care if it is Sanford. Just come in and be like, man, we're tired of getting our butts kicked like this. We're gonna come out here and we're just gonna ram our foot up these guys' butt, and we're just gonna pound these guys into submission. There's got to be some tenacity and some ferociousness in this defense, and there's got to be some toughness in that old line. I mean, the team is not talent deprived, in my opinion. They got some players that can play. Pop Howard looked good. Shamar James didn't have his best game, but he at least got an interception. I like what I saw from Cameron James, number 24, the defensive lineman. Obviously, Jordan Costello did not have a good game, but he can have a bounce back. You know, when Monster Johnson can get some protection in the run game, he obviously is capable of being a big play threat as he was on that 71-yard touchdown run. And obviously, if with DJ Lagway, the receivers can maybe perform better because while I like Graham Mertz, you can see there's a difference with DJ Lagway throwing the football as it is with Graham. I mean, DJ Lagway's bigger than Graham, he's faster than Graham, he's obviously stronger than Graham. He has bigger hands than Graham, a bigger arm, cannon than Graham. You know, he's a much bigger threat on the deep ball because he could just fling the ball down the field like you're slinging a medicine pill or something like that. You know, it's just something. He just brings a different element to the passing game than Graham does. So, and quite frankly, for like I said, Billy Napier, DJ Lagway, excuse me, is probably your final lifeline. And if you get DJ Lagway, and you know, obviously, if you put up like let's say 40 points, okay, that's a good start. But it is Sanford. But if you can win against Texas A&M with DJ because he brings a different element to the Gators offense than Graham, and if you could finally do a better job in shoring up the pass protection, well, something's got to change here, and it should be for the better. And I think for if DJ Lagway has to start against Texas A&M, then you're gonna have to just take that and plays well against Texas A&M. You may have to just ride that hot hand, even though you like Graham and you appreciate what Graham did for you. I'm not a fan of starting DJ against Sanford, winning that game, and then having to start DJ against Texas A&M because Graham is out. DJ plays well and wins it, and then against Mississippi State, you give the starting position back to Graham. I genuinely think that if DJ Lagway has to start these next two games against Sanford, Texas A&M, and you win both of those games with DJ, you got to ride that hot hand. You got to tell Graham, hey, listen, man, we would have preferred to have had you play every game, but DJ right now is the starter right now, and we're winning right now. I don't want to disrupt that spark. And I think you have to take your chances with DJ, even though you typically don't want to play an 18-year-old freshman with this schedule. You got to do what's best for the football team. And if DJ Lagway gives Florida a better chance of winning games than Graham Mertz, then you have to do that as the head coach, and especially a head coach that's on a hot seat like Billy Napier is. So if I'm Napier, I'm telling DJ, hey, if you play well against Sanford and Graham is not ready to go against Texas A&M and you have to start again, you win, this starting job is yours until you lose it, whether it be injury or bad play. So that's what I would say right now if I'm Billy Napier to DJ Lagway. At the moment, you are the starter. So, do the best that you can. Don't try to play hero against Sanford. You don't need to take unnecessary hits. Slide, protect yourself, get out of bounds. Because right now you're what's keeping this season on by a thread for the Florida Gators because Graham Mertz is out, and you don't know when he's going to get out of concussion protocol because it's a very tricky process. It's very complicated. It's not simple. So that's really, I just wanted to make a quick video about that. And yeah, thanks for listening.